Whoa now, what's happening with it? How you? How your mom and them? Let's get into it. Let's talk fight or flight today. It's a natural emotion for a lot of us, or a natural feeling for a lot of us, right? And I'm not talking physical, I'm just talking mental fight or flight. Like, you get to the point to where, you know what, enough is enough. I'm not doing this. That's a wrap. I'm done. These words are probably going to be more for me than anybody else, but I'm sure there are other people out there that feel that way or this way. Hypothetically speaking, right? Situation happened, and in your mind, it's like, you know what? I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it today. That's enough. It is what it is, right? So, in your mind, here's where the fight or flight comes in. It's like you could either stay with that and figure it out and try to work it out and work through it, which is what we're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? In the perfect world, we're supposed to do that. You know what I mean? Get all of the information you need to get, assess the situation, try to come up with a plan to fix the situation or whatever it is, right? But for some of us, it goes to, you know what, that's enough. Like for myself, for instance, if you know me, you would think that I like to argue, but I don't. I like to make my point. That's what I like to do. Some might call it arguing, some might call it whatever. But I like to show you my point or get you to see my point or where I'm coming from. Not that you have to agree with it, just so that you understand my point, right? And I'm going somewhere with this, so follow me. But let's use that for an example, right? Say we arguing. I'm arguing with you, you arguing with me, whatever. At some point in the argument, I'm done with it. Because, number one, you're not hearing anything I'm saying, and I don't want to hear nothing you saying because you're not hearing me, right? And this is just me. So, and I'm saying all of this to say that that's all a part of fight or flight, and that's kind of what I'm talking about. Not just in arguments, but maybe something on the job. It may be something in another relationship. It may be something, whatever. It could be anything. You know what I'm saying? And so that's my point. It's like we're arguing about something or we're disagreeing about something, and we can all disagree to disagree. But the point of it is once it reaches a certain point, that's a wrap for it. You know what I'm saying? And I might be like, you know what? I'm done with this. But in your mind, you be like, no, you ain't done till I say we done. We ain't done with nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's how people do. But let's skip the hypothetical. I had an issue today at work, or it's got me all off right now. And I'm just going to be transparent. It's got me all off because, like the old folks say, you're trying to get blood from a turnip. You can't get blood from a turnip. I understand making things happen. I understand making it work. I understand all of that. And in life, we have to do that. That's a given, right? So back to what I was saying. You can't get blood from a turnip. And I understand making things work and making things happen. And sometimes you have to do that. That's all a part of life. That's a part of everything that you deal with in life. You know what I'm saying? Not just at work or anywhere else. I get that. But it's only so much you can do with what you have. You understand? And And if you have these, and I'm not one for it, but I understand that rules are meant to be broken. I understand all of that. But when you got guidelines, you're going to have to follow them guidelines. That's just point blank, period. It is what it is, right? But you're trying to, now, you're not just trying to break guidelines, or you're not just trying to get around something, or you're not just trying to whatever. Now you throwing me under the bus. You feel what I'm saying? And when I feel like you throwing me under the bus, it's time to go. Because you know what I'm saying? I ain't fighting for something stupid. I'm going to fight for something that I feel like I can fight for, I need to fight for, or I even want to fight for. But I ain't fighting for no foolishness. That's just me, right? And y'all tell me in the comments if I'm wrong, or there are other people that feel that way, or it's just me. It could just be me, but I feel some kind of way about that because, like I say, don't ask me to do something that you know, and nothing's impossible, but don't ask me to do something that you know, now you gonna put pressure on me because you didn't do what you were supposed to do. I ain't about that life. I'm just not about that. That's just, I ain't about it. Period. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm saying all of this to say is because that's a part of that whole fight or flight thing. And to be honest with you, and to be 100% transparent, it's been a lot of jobs that I left that I kind of wish I had thought about it before I did, but there's been some jobs that I left because of that. It was a fight or flight, and I flew. I mean, to my detriment, and I get that, because just because you know what I'm saying, that saying about not making decision while you're emotional and all of that kind of stuff, well, I'm an emotional person. I'm just gonna say it. I don't try to live my life on emotions, but I am who I am. I can't change who I am. I can't change who God made me to be. You know what I'm saying? But back to what I'm saying is, I've left some jobs because of that. I was a chef at one of the top restaurants in the world at one time. I mean, and because of a situation, I had been there, I think, 3 years. And that's not a long time. But it was a situation that happened that I felt like y'all shouldn't even put me in this situation. So guess what? I'm out. I'm not doing this. Right? And again, to my detriment. That's not the best way to handle it. So I'm not saying that just because I felt a certain way, I was right for doing that. I'm never going to say that. You understand? But I'm just saying how some of us get when we're in that fight or flight scenario. And we should stop and slow down and think about it and take some deep breaths and walk around and whatever we need to do to get our composure and not make decisions. And I've learned through the years by doing that, or by not allowing my emotions to take over at that moment. Because if I, and I know I have, because if I didn't, I'd be out of here today. I'm just going to tell you. And I got a lot more to lose. Well, I don't even know if I got a lot more to lose, because like I said, all of my kids are grown and gone. But either way the cut go, it's not a good look, whether you got kids or no kids, or whether you got whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not making it right. I'm just saying that that's how some of us operate, and we have to learn how to fight against that, because I've had to fight against that my whole life, that whole fight or flight situation. And again, I'm not talking about physical. I'm talking about the mental side of it. You know what I mean? Because when it get to be too much or when it get to be enough, that's enough. I can't do no more. You know what I'm saying? But I've learned through prayer and trying to slow down and think about it at the time and all of that kind of stuff. Because at one point I ain't even had to think about it. If it's too much, it's too much. I'm out. Peace, deuces. I'll see you on the other side. Whatever. You know what I mean? Which again is not a good look. Is not the right thing to do. But I just wanted to come on here and talk about it for a minute. Number one, because I need to talk about it and get it out of my system. Not that it's going to be that easy. And number two, to tell somebody that might be going through it, just slow down and breathe. And tomorrow is another day if we make it to tomorrow. Because tomorrow not promised, but tomorrow is another day. How that old thing say, live to fight another day, whatever it is. But you know what I'm saying? And like I said earlier, this message is more this message is for me just like it is for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going through it, if you go through it, if you've been through it and you don't know how to do it, just try to calm down, try to fight through it. It's a hard thing to do. From my point and my perspective, and having that mentality, it's one of the hardest things to do. But when you think about the bigger picture and you think about this is temporary and you think about, and what I mean by temporary is that it's not really that important. You know what I'm saying? I don't come to work to have friends. I don't come to work to have somewhere to go. I don't come to work for all of that. I come to work to get paid and go home and use that paycheck to pay my bills and take care of my family. That's what I come for. So that's the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? And if I let one moment or one situation or one scenario throw all of that away, then that's my bad. That's on me. You know what I'm saying? That ain't on them. I'm going to be saying, oh yeah, see, they made me do this. Nah, that's foolishness. That don't even sound right. Excuse me, but when you don't think about that, you ain't thinking about that, you know, because you ain't feeling it. And it's like, it's wrong. You know it's wrong. They know it's wrong. But guess what? At the end of the day, if I leave out of here this morning or today, when this situation happened, this company going to keep rolling. But guess what I'm going to have to do? Go find another job, make sure I make some money before my bills is you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we all living paycheck to paycheck. We ain't no... I mean, that's just the reality of it. Two or three paychecks or one or two paychecks for some of us, and we done with. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it real. But saying all of that to say is just slow down. Slow your roll. Calm down a little bit. Walk around. Take a break, whatever you need to do to gather yourself and realize that I can't fly. It can't be flight. It's got to be fight. Even if I don't have the fight in me right then, just walk away and come back and fight some more later. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. You see, so it's like that's a thing. And I know it's a thing for a lot of people. I know I'm not the only person in this world that feels like that or that have those instances. And today was one of those instances. It's like, nah, bro, y'all asking for too much. I ain't going to be able to do it. Get somebody else to do it because I'm out. You know what I mean? But then when I think about it, I can't do that. I can't do that. I can do it if I want, but I'm going to have to suffer the consequences because there's going to be some consequences behind it, right? And especially if this is your only means of especially if this is your only stream of income. that ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Walking off a job or leaving something that you already got established to just say, I'm pissed off and this ain't right and that ain't. It's a lot of things in this world that ain't right and ain't gonna never be right. So we just gotta fight. And I keep saying it, but I'm gonna say it again. I'm talking to me just as much as I'm talking to anybody else. But I think people need to hear that, because a lot of times we go through stuff and we think it's just us, man. People don't understand because nobody don't go through this. People don't understand because there's a lot more people in this world that have those same feelings and those same thoughts and all of that kind of stuff as you have, and that's why I wanted to. This is a different type of video than I've been making, but just keeping it all the way 100, all the way real. This type of stuff happens in life. And I've quit jobs because of that. I've left places because of that. I've left relationships because of that. I've left friendships because of that. Because fight or flight is real. And at the end of the day, sometimes you don't feel like fighting. That's just the bottom line, right? But then when you think about it, and when you could take a few minutes and just calm down a little bit, you might realize that you have more to fight for than you do to flight for. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't want to make this video too long. I just wanted to come on here and give somebody something, a part of that, because like I said before, I'm sure there's more people that go through that than we choose to think, or than we think. You know what I mean? So just slow down and breathe and walk around and whatever your thing is. I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. Years ago, I used to smoke cigarettes and other stuff too, but I don't do that anymore, and I don't drink no more, you know what I'm saying? Even though I can't go get a drink while I'm at work, but just saying all of that to say whatever works for you, as opposed to just spazzing out or crashing out at the moment. Just try to slow your roll and take a few breaths and walk around and do whatever you need to do to get yourself back. You know what I'm saying? Because tomorrow is a different day. And again, we're not promised tomorrow, but if we see tomorrow, it's a different day. And it just is what it is. So don't let one moment or decision or feeling of emotion or whatever cause you to just crash out or do something crazy. Because like they say, it's easy to get into stuff, but it's hell to get out of it. And that's real. That's real life. So, y'all be easy, and I'll see you in the next one. One love.